Ready? Should I put some music on or no music?
Why ceramics? I've just always really liked ceramics and collecting them. And then I wanted to start making my own ones, and I worked with a potter who made these plates for me, and then I hand painted them. And these were actually made for a show last year that was it was called Young Bright Things.
Okay.
It's like a selection of young people doing different things, like jewelers and ceramicists and artists. And I basically made these plates, and it was a set of 20 plates and platters, all inspired by Greek myths. Try to paint and draw every day. These are like paintings that I've done that are going to be turned into prints. And so usually I usually work on paper. I've got this obsession with going to, I've never been to Morocco, but I really want to go to Marrakesh and Tangier. I'm obsessed, I really want to go, but I've never been. So instead I've just been like painting all these in pictures inspired by it, ready for my trip. Colour is a big part of my work. I've always been quite obsessed with colour. I've always worn lots of colour. I've always used lots of colour. I mean, I did a menswear degree before I went into interiors, and all of the menswear I designed was very colourful. Yeah, this was quite funny. I mean, this must have been when I was very young. This is like a little story about foxes stealing sausages. Very funny, although I don't think I got too far with it. Yeah, I put so much stuff from when I was really young. This is one called Silk Skin. Pop-up illustrations. Very funny. With like clip art. But yeah, I was always making stuff and drawing, and so I've got boxes and boxes. He's just my favourite, obviously he's lots of people's favourite film director. Well, I love everything about him really. I love the characters, the writing, the music, and then obviously the way they look. And I think it's just because I always really appreciate people that, like I was saying before, like create little worlds, and they're very and it's multi-dimensional, and like in his films it's about everything coming together, like the music, sets, the costumes, the story, like everything comes together to create this amazing universe, and it's very much like his vision. Sometimes I describe my style as being a bit influenced by Palm Springs, and I think it's just, what I mean is that, like, I really love English, like classical style and English, kind of country house. The aesthetic of an English country house, but then I also really love, like when I went to Palm Springs, it's like the desert, and you have amazing architecture from the 50s and 60s, and I also love that just as much as well, and it's a very different sort of aesthetic, and it's the opposite. Well, I got a couple of his like these kind of things, these tank tops, which I really love because, well, as you know, I love colour and pattern, and these I love these kind of geometric sort of quite 70s sort of patterns. I also really like all of those kind of silk shirts he's done with like the little photos. And if I was going to move into any house that I could move into, it would be a perfectly Georgian symmetrical kind of thing. In my flat, for example, I really like mixing furniture from the 50s and 60s and brass, and even these tables I designed have quite a sort of 50s, 60s, 70s feel about them, but then mixing that with Georgian furniture, which I think is, it's very handsome and it's symmetrical. And well, I've always been interested in fashion and interiors, and I mean I've had a weird kind of route in, because I did fine art at college, and also a bit of photography, and I kind of wanted to do graphic design, and then I started on a degree at St Martin's. It was fashion communication, and then changed to menswear, and really loved menswear. But then, whilst I was doing menswear, I set up an online shop for antiques. So and it was with my boyfriend and our best friend, and we would go out and buy stuff and then sell it on the website. I was drawing and painting since I was very little, and building things and making things.